Hello, and thank you for purchasing from the Clock Peddler. This tutorial will show you the proper way to unpack and set up your New England Clock Company wall clock. When you receive the clock, it will be wrapped in bubble wrap, including the inside. There'll be some inside to protect the gong rods. The pendulum and key will also be wrapped separately. Just carefully unpack everything without tugging or pulling so you don't damage anything. Once you hang it on the wall, and it hangs from a single spot in the back, I usually recommend putting a drywall screw into a stud or a molly bolt into the wall if it doesn't hit a stud, just to make sure it's nice and secure. Once it's hanging on the wall, unpack the pendulum. There's a little hook in the back, a little T right in the back, and just hook the pendulum right on that, just like so. Winding the clock is done once a week, and you wind both the right and the left hand side. The right hand side is for the time, and it winds clockwise. Just wind it till it feels full to you. You're better off underwinding than overwinding and breaking the mainspring. The left hand side is a strike, and it also winds clockwise. Just wind again until it feels full to you. I usually recommend picking a day to get used to winding the clock, a Sunday morning, something along that line. Starting the clock is simply just a little push like this. Okay, so make sure when it's hanging on the wall it looks nice and straight, and the clock will run just fine. Setting the hands, you go clockwise with the minute hand. As you approach the hour, slow down, allow it to strike, and then just move on to the next half hour. Again, allow it to strike, and keep going until you get to the correct time. The clock has been keeping very good time, but if you do need to adjust the timing, whether it's running a little fast or a little slow, that is done on the pendulum. There's a small nut at the bottom of the pendulum. By turning that and raising the pendulum bob up a little bit, that will make it run faster. Lowering it will make it run slower. Small increments are best, maybe half a turn, one turn at a time, and then restart the clock and reset it. As far as maintenance goes, it should be lubricated every 2 to 3 years by a clock professional. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and thank you once again for purchasing from the Clock Peddler.